What is going on, everybody? It's your boy, the ITP Paladin, coming at you with a very, very quick video. I haven't done one in a while, so it's probably good that I do something formal like this as a kind of a way of saying thank you. Thankfully, this is not an apology video yet again. I've realized that I've done a lot of those, and I probably got to stop apologizing for things I shouldn't, so for once, thank you, everybody. Healed by the Blood has actually been a very successful endeavor for me. A stream that has garnered in the double digits and has not gone below, except for not even the first episode, no. Like, I've been getting double-digit views. It's a lot better than literally any of my gaming streams, which I can acknowledge that my gaming streams are more classic games, and those don't garner many views unless they were critically acclaimed, in which case fan base is all that into account. It's kind of understandable that my Healed by the Blood, which is a Christian-based topic, which is way bigger than most what I was going to say, meta. It's not really meta. Yeah, just to say the least, double digits, I find it successful. I see this as a win. No pun intended for the Avengers joke. This is an actual win. Healed by the Blood is very successful. I'm very happy for it. And quite frankly, I just appreciate you guys. I wouldn't have been where I'm at. I became a YouTube partner pretty quickly, actually. It was supposed to be like over 3 weeks. They almost did it immediately. It was pretty fast. So now I'm a YouTube partner. My supers are enabled, which means that you guys are more than welcome to use the super chat features if you want. That would actually help support me without actually having to do big donations or anything. Ad revenue is not a part of the YouTube partnership at this minute, and I do not plan on implementing it even when it becomes available. So if you guys, now that I'm a YouTube partner, ever see that my videos have ads, do me the favor, as well as yourselves, because this is actually bigger for you. If you see ads on my videos, this is basically your warning to let me know, whether it's by comment, whether it's by reaching out to me directly, through Discord, through Xbox. I don't care how you communicate it to me. Get it over to me and let me know that you see ads on my videos, because that is unintended, and I will gladly sacrifice any revenue or any income on this channel. I want to do this for fun. I want to do this because it benefits people, and I believe I shouldn't have to charge for it. Like, this is something that everybody needs to hear. Everybody needs to, benefit from. I don't want to make money off of it, especially if it's going to cause you guys to, like, view my channel less or view it as less. I want you guys to enjoy it. So, again, if you see ads on my videos, let me know. Again, Xbox, Discord, YouTube comment, doesn't really matter. I read all my comments, by the way. So if you guys ever want to comment something important, have any questions, whether they have to relate to my Christian content or whether they relate to gaming, whatever, I'm here. Which, speaking of questions, leads me on to the topic of the night, which is what I really want to do because it's been a while since I did an Overwatch video. This one has to do with the not so recent, but more recent than most, announcement from Blizzard talking about 6v6. Aaron Keller a while back put out an announcement that he was going to talk about it, and then we had the whole article. It's a very long article, so I wouldn't be able to realistically actually do a normal video like I usually did, which is showing you guys, oh, this is what they wrote. Like, I'm not trying to do a half-hour video here. I'm trying to keep it under 10 minutes. But I would like to talk about this because this had something to do with something I'm very passionate about, which is the 6v6 versus 5v5 argument. I say passionate. I'm not very passionate. Let's be 100% honest. I'm just jaded at this point. I don't care. I don't care what it runs. I'm just not interested in the 5v5 format. I'm not going to make a big deal. If it's running on 5v5 and they don't want to change it, fine. But it's not a matter of if. It's just when. This has gone overblown. I don't need to reinvent the wheel here and start talking about stuff that people have already covered. Big advocates for it, like, on both sides of it. Frito versus Simito, whatever. I don't care. I watch Simito's videos. He makes a lot of sense from time to time. Frito I've given up on a long time ago when I realized that he was honestly a very bad well of advice. And that's just me personally. If everybody feels differently, by all means, trust the guy, watch his content, support the dude. Like, it doesn't make a difference to me. Do what you do. I just realized for me it doesn't work. But the 5v5 versus 6v6 argument, so this is big. Blizzard announced that they want to try and implement a couple of, like, it would be on the equivalent of quicker play, that they want to kind of introduce 6v6 weekends, weeks, whatever it was. They did mention that they don't want to do just weekends. That wouldn't actually be a good play testing area. Over the course of 3 days, that's not enough data to gather whether or not it's a full-on change. They might want to try and introduce it for say, an entire week, see how the system handles it. Here's the thing, custom modes already exist where they're putting in 12 players at a time. Making the game 6v6 is probably not going to add that much more stress than you really realistically think, especially since you'd be eliminating the whole 6v6 from custom game modes and moving it into regular game modes. And now what happens in the custom game modes is that you don't see 6v6 stuff, you see 5v5 stuff. It'll realistically swap, it'll handle itself. Or at least what I would believe would handle itself. But as far as this argument goes, I'm just going to quickly put my 2 cents out on it. I know, like, here's a funny thing. So I actually have it on my calendar. When did I set the calendar for? I didn't set it for anything fancy or anything like that. Is it August 1st right now? Yeah, August 1st. Yeah, so tomorrow would be August 2nd. So I put 2 timers. So there was a video I saw a while back ago from a acclaimed movie critic, an entertainer by the name of Victor Van Doomcock, otherwise known as Overlord DVD. I watch his stuff because he's very reliable. And most of the stuff he talks about, he's not a sham, he's not stupid, he's not ignorant, he's literally in on the entertainment industry, and pretty accurate when it comes to a lot of his rumors. Like, sure, there's a couple of things he goes a little overblown. His character, let's be 100% honest, is pretty overblown in my opinion, and sometimes I don't like listening to some of his other characters, but overall his information is actually spot on, so I can't even begin to argue on that. But here's something that he said that I realized and I agreed with. It was like, I'm going to say February, March when he said this, and that's when I implemented this timing. He mentioned something that the entertainment industry, and this covers for every portion of the entertainment industry, you will always have an instance where a change will happen in the news, but you will not see an actual change from anywhere from 6 months to a year, on average about 6 to 8 months. Like, 8 months is kind of like that between time. Like, if it doesn't happen at 8 months, then you could probably give it to the year, but if it hasn't happened by then, it starts to kind of decline. But that's the sharp rise before the major fall. So it's roughly about 6 to 8 months. So come back with me to, like, was it November they announced it? Or is that or the end of December? One of the two. I think it was December. At the end of December, they announced that Bobby Kotick, otherwise known as the Satan in Blizzard, I'm obviously, they didn't actually call him Satan, but they did call him some pretty horrible names, which I will not even discuss here. He was a pretty evil dude. He was kind of ruining the gaming industry as a whole because he cared more about the bottom dollar in his own wallet than he did about the company's well-being. So when he announced that he was leaving Blizzard over in January 1st, literally January 1st, we opened the new year with him being gone and changes being made. That means that from that point forward, literally at the first of every month, 6 to 8 months down the road, if we did not start seeing changes by that point, we would start seeing it at either the tail end or just never at all. So we would not see an implement of corrections within Blizzard, realistically, within the first 6 months. We would not see a thing. All the stuff that he had planned would take 6 or more months, again up to a year, to kind of phase out and bring in the new direction of leadership that they were initially trying to correct with. This included, by the way, the 6v6 thing. I was just playing the long game here, trying to enjoy the game while I could, until I just ultimately couldn't. 5v5 is just a format that I just do not enjoy. Tanks feel oppressive, damage doesn't feel like as whelming as it could be, supports just feel like overtuned or undertuned, and you always see the same combination in bad abilities, bad balance, everything on that kind of sort. But if by the point of 6 to 8 months we didn't see any changes or hear any announcements, I would have given up hope. But it's funny, because literally, the timing on this is 6 to 8 months from January 1st was June, where we heard nothing initially, but we started getting some somewhat positive changes. Ironically enough, now it's 2 months later, we're here in August. August 1st was today, and then tomorrow's the 2nd, but just even before we hit August, we hear this news of, oh, we're going to try out 6v6. They finally acknowledged it, because this was a taboo topic from Blizzard. They didn't want to talk about it. They wouldn't put out articles about it. But they talked about it. And now it's in August. That's the 8-month mark, meaning that now that they've acknowledged it and are willing to actually try stuff, they've actually succeeded in keeping within then. And it's not going to be a sharper decline. It's going to be a little bit more of a flat line versus a deep incline. So they're not going to just drop off. They're going to try and do stuff. I'm excited for that. And the moment that they try it, I will absolutely go on and I'll be playing like pretty much every night that I can. Like I'll even beg the wife to let me have a couple of extra times to play just to support it. But you know, cross that bridge when we get there, and hopefully the wife won't get pissed off at me. Love you. But joking aside, the fact that they're doing this at 8 months is like, called it. It's just a matter of when. There was never if, it's when. They were going to bring back 6v6 because this was a big enough topic that wasn't going to get let go. Nobody was going to let this one go. Everybody loved Overwatch 1 more than they loved Overwatch 2, and there's a bunch of problems that they still mention. Again, I won't reinvent the wheel, but I will throw out this. It's unfair to even compare how it will be received or how it will function, because there was a pay-to-play model where you had to buy the game, you had to buy the loot boxes, you had to buy the skins, you had to buy this, you had to buy that. Like, you did that, and you owned the game afterward. Now it's free-to-play. It's open to a broader audience. You can't say anything about queue times, you can't say anything about player reception, you can't say anything, you can't compare the two. You can't compare the two because now there's a broader audience in both the 5v5 and 6v6 environments once you switch back, if you switch back, because now you have more players. You can't say that the queue times are going to return to normal because now that broader audience, there's people who want to play tank. There's people who want to play enjoyable tanks. You left them unenjoyable for 2 years, then reverted it to one and put the burden upon one player's shoulders. It's going to feel much better when you go back to 6v6 format, and people are going to want to incentivize play on the tanks. Especially if you tone them down a little bit and make them not so unkillable. Like, we can actually get a kill if we outplay them. If you can make it to that point where a skill-based matchup can actually get you a win, even with a tank advantage, wouldn't be too bad. I'd be okay with it. I'd be completely okay with it. But let's just single back on that later. Or single back. Oh my lord. I might need more sleep than I thought. Anyway, we're hitting like an 11-minute mark, so I just wanted to put out an Overwatch video, but I will put this last bit before I close out. I still want to do Overwatch coaching, and I still will. I haven't had anybody do anything as of recently, probably because I let the game drop. But I'll be honest, even if I'm not playing the game, I will still coach. So if anybody wants me to still do that, I was having some fun, you know, helping you out on those situations. I still maintain the knowledge. I still retained it. This kind of does go hand in hand. Right now, the reason my content is at where it is, where I'm doing more Christian stuff and less gaming, is because I have a whole lot on my shoulders. Tomorrow, I'm going to be certifying myself through target practice so that I can get into the school district with my security company. If I pass, which I'm going to, it's not a matter of if. The only way I can screw this up, honestly, is if I do it to myself. Pray for me, because I probably am going to need it anyway. But being 100% serious, I shouldn't mess this up. I don't see myself messing this up. I'm a pretty good shot. They just need to validate that I can shoot, and then go from there into putting me into a school. Make sure that I'm okay with the town. Have no criminal record. I don't. But yeah, I also have to study the penal code for the state of Texas. I have to study up on more theology, because as a personal education, I have to train my body, my mind. I have to train everything for the sake of now taking my job seriously and my career seriously, and, you know, being able to provide for my family. So gaming is taking more of a backseat because it's a lot more inconvenient to me to actually do. Like, I can play video games, and I still get time to play video games, but the reason I'm not streaming as much on video gaming is because it's actually harder for me to get on the video games and stream it on a consistent basis versus me being able to do Heal by the Blood, where my wife is actually able to join me, and I can do this once a week, and it's like, oh, I could just pick my material and spend the entire week planning for what's coming up. Which, by the way, I'm past episode 6 at this point, which means 4 more episodes till 10. 10 was kind of like not a cutoff, but kind of like a checkpoint. Like, hey, if I make it up to 10 episodes, I'll absolutely continue this as making it an official ministry and actually make more of an investment. Just see what the viewership looks like, and it's been perfect. So, as far as Overwatch coaching, it's still happening. If you guys still want to send me codes, if you're not already in my Discord, join in the join link down below. Send me some replay codes. I will make a video of it whenever I have a free time. I can't guarantee anything right now, within the coming weeks because school season's starting to come up. There will be free days. I'll plan accordingly. I'll ask the wife. I'll keep in track. I'll make the time. So, coaching is still on the table, even if I'm not playing the games. Gaming, streaming is still a thing. It just can't happen right now because of all the stuff on my plate. Heal by the Blood's coming up on Monday, and if I can't do Monday, Tuesday. So, I love doing this for you guys. Honestly, it's keeping me honest, it's keeping me engaged, and I appreciate the support. I appreciate the love, and I appreciate the fact that I hit 500 subscribers. You guys helped me get that. I can't thank you enough, and I really do appreciate all the support, and I really hope that you guys continue to support me as I move forward. And, yeah, leave me comments. Tell me how I'm doing. Tell me that I'm doing crappy if I'm doing crappy. Tell me if I can do better. Tell me what I can do better. I'm open to suggestions here. So if you guys have any topics relating to gaming, to Christian content, to life, I don't care what. I'll talk about almost whatever if you want me to. But yeah, on the gaming front, gaming will come. Christian content will continue. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this. Consider it like a pseudo update. More like just trying to make a video so that I'm not just leaving my channel with only streams and no uploaded content. You guys deserve better, and I appreciate you guys sticking with me throughout this drought. So, either way, I'm going to let you guys go for the night. Everyone have a good day wherever they are. God bless, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.